Stay tuned and let's take a look at the Marvel Legends The Watcher Build-A-Figure Wave What If Heist Nebula. Ciao and welcome back to the channel. Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the last figure I need to build the Watcher Build-A-Figure, as this is of course the Marvel Legends What If wave, aka the second Disney Plus wave, which as I said is mainly What If figures apart from Sylvie. But today we have the last one I need to open to get that Watcher, as you see the massive Build-A-Figure piece here in the box. The other figure is of course Heist Nebula, who appeared in the same episode as the T'Challa Star-Lord. Now, she wasn't exactly a main character, so even though it's a familiar character, I assume Hasbro chose this one as they had pieces already in the pot. They could make it happen, because it's essentially, what if Nebula had blonde hair? Or what if Nebula wore a wig? Or what if Nebula went to the salon? It's as simple as that, to be honest, but still, it's still a fun looking figure that's going to pop on the shelf regardless, with those vibrant colours in that animated format. We spin around in the back and we get an image of Nebula from that same show holding a blaster, as well as a write-up that reads, "Tech savvy and brave, Nebula is an intelligent opportunistic who is ready for adventure." And then as always, you get a list of all the figures in this wave you need to build the Watcher Build-A-Figure. Today we're reviewing Nebula. So yeah, last one we need, and I got this whole wave thanks to these people here, iComic Industries. So thank you too. Go and check out iComicIndustries.com. Full range of action figures, including the newest waves and latest pre-orders of Marvel Legends. With Star Wars, Power Rangers, G.I. Joes, imports and more. Go and check them out for yourself. iComicIndustries.com. And follow them on Instagram at iComicIndustries. And remember, international shipping. Both UK and US no longer have to worry about those exclusives. All the links are in the video description. Much appreciated. Links are in the description of the video. Go and check them out. But as always, let's open her up. So here we have Nebula out of the packaging with all of her accessories. And I don't know if you can notice, but she comes with one of the smallest Build-A-Figure pieces I've ever seen. Like, it's hardly noticeable at all on the table, but there it is. I say sarcastically, it is massive. This is bigger than she is. And yeah, this is of course the body for the Watcher Build-A-Figure. So you know what to do. This is the last biggest piece we needed to build Watcher. So subscribe to the channel and come back, because my next video I will be building and reviewing the Watcher. So let me push him to one side. Barely noticeable at all, right? Now I can actually zoom in on Nebula and pay attention to the figure. So of course this is Heist Nebula. I have been joking around this is essentially just a blonde Nebula. But still, she was in that episode with T'Challa, so you have two figures from that wave. And it is still undoubtedly Nebula, right? The purple outfit, the blue skin. And Nebula did have blonde hair in the comics as well at a point. So it's not like a crazy look for Nebula. She comes with a blaster as well and a working holster, it seems. Two interchangeable hands, so she comes with a set of trigger fingers and then a fist and a more expressive hand. So not a bad figure at all. And I have an idea what I'm going to use this figure for already. So let's zoom in, take a look. Now I keep joking about this blonde hair, but I do actually like this head sculpt. I do think the hair is really nice. It reminds me a little bit of Marilyn Monroe. She clearly goes to a posh salon, as it all flicks and curls up around the bottom here, and as you spin around the back you can see how it sort of curls up. Now I can't tell under my bright lights if there is any paint detail in the hair at all, rather than just one piece of yellow plastic. Maybe there is, or maybe it's just the way the shadows are hitting it. I can't really tell. Terrible review, I know, but still, I don't hate the hair is my point. I do like it, and it is accurate to what we see on the show. She's got a nice little pink, purple smile there with the purple lips, and it's definitely a smile, a little smirk there. And if you move the hair, you do get a full face sculpted and painted. It's just hidden with the style of the hair, but the full face is under there, and it is very nice. So I don't hate the hair at all. I do actually like it. The rest of the figure is undoubtedly Nebula. Blue pinless arms for Nebula, which look very nice. So no detail on the arms. It's literally just blue
arms. There's no wrists or any type of detail, just arms against the purple jacket with the black outlines. And there are some nice textures sculpted onto the figure, especially down here on the waist. And then there's no waist cut or anything like that. It is all up the diaphragm. So that is where she will swivel and she will get a bit of crunch. Oh, wait, there is a swivel at the waist. Oh, okay, that was interesting. So there's a swivel at the waist and at the diaphragm. Okay, not necessary, but it works. And there is a bit of forward and back as well because of the waist diaphragm joint. So there you go. But I couldn't even see that waist swivel because of the bout. The bout's a separate piece, but if I lift it up, then there you go. Now we can see the waist cut. So the bout is just, again, one solid piece of sort of blacky brown plastic, and she has got a holster for her gun. So we'll take a look at her gun in a second, but I just want to see if the holster works. And yes, it does. A working holster, which is a pet peeve of me with Legends when it doesn't work. But when it works, I appreciate it. So thank you very much. A working holster to store her weapon. I like it. Moving down to the rest of the trousers. Again, all the same purple as the top part. Moving down to the boots. And again, nicely sculpted and nicely textured, but no paint detail on there at all. But again, this figure pops. It's the purple, the blue against the brown or the black of the boots and the bout against that contrasting bright blonde hair. I do like the look of the figure, I'm not going to lie. I do tease that it's Nebula, what if Nebula went to the salon, but the figure's not terrible. Did we need it? I don't know, but it's not a terrible figure for what it's meant to represent from the show. Of course, she can hold her gun as well, as she has a set of trigger finger hands, and the gun's quite thick. I don't think I've seen this gun before. If we have, maybe it came with a previous Nebula, but it's not something I'll remember. Definitely a thick, space-style looking gun. Maybe we've seen it before, I cannot remember, but it's works for in her hand anyway, all the same. Her other hand that she comes out of the box with is an open palm, more expressive hand, but we do get alternative hands for that. So we get an ultimate fist and then a set of trigger finger hands. So let me swap them round. So there you go, fist and another trigger finger hand. So you have a few options for posing up, but I like that she has a working holster and she can literally holster her weapon before she goes into battle. So I like that a lot. And of course, this is from the Heist episode with the T'Challa Star-Lord, and it has a bit of reuse from the MCU version. So let's do a straight up comparison of Nebula, shall we? So here we have our MCU Nebula comparison, because again, this is technically an MCU figure just given to us via the What If animated format. And as you can see, there is reuse, but not as much as I thought. The boots and the legs from the top to the bottom are exactly the same as the lower torso and upper torso. However, they have remolded it, as this one has sort of shoulder pads, this version doesn't. And also the bout is completely different as well. This bout obviously has a harness, this one doesn't. Obviously one's got a metal arm, the other one doesn't. So there are reuse in certain areas, but it's not just a straight up reissue. They have reworked it to give us this newer version of Nebula, and her purples are a little bit more vibrant, not as much metallic details on her, and again, it helps when you don't have a metal arm as well. But still, there you go, there's the differences. I'm curious if we could use one of the other Nebula heads on this body, because if you remember in that Endgame 2-pack with Hawkeye and Black Widow, we got this Endgame Nebula. So I'm curious if I can use this Endgame Nebula head on this body and use it in my MCU collection. So yes, the head does pop on this body, so you could use this for an alternative version of Nebula. However, as we know, it would not be accurate because she hasn't got the metal arm, of course, and the blues don't exactly match up. Now, because she's got a robot face and it's multicolored anyway, I guess we could forgive that. But yeah, the blues don't match and it wouldn't be accurate. But the head does just pop straight onto this body. So it doesn't look too bad either, as I said. So it's an option with your Nebulas if you wanted to. Again, you don't have to, but if you pose her on the shelf to the side, you can't see her second hand, maybe you can get it to work as a second Nebula. But there's the other one. The head is just a lot smaller on this one. But still, I like options. And before we bring her back to the world of animated, here she is compared to a couple of other MCU figures. So we have Star-Lord here, and then Black Widow, of course. And she scales just a little bit taller than Black Widow, but doesn't look too out of place, does she? Now, she's called Heist Nebula because she is in the episode with the T'Challa Star-Lord, and she does a heist with the Ravagers. So these two will go together on the shelf as they are from the same What If universe. And they do look very nice together as well. Definitely going to pop on a display with those purples, the blue, and that blonde hair stands out a mile. But again, I don't hate it, it just makes me laugh. And then here she is compared to a couple of other animated figures from this What If wave, including Captain Carter and Doctor Strange Supreme. Here we have her with Zombie Captain America and the Spider-Man Zombie Hunter. Here we have her next to Frogman and Captain Britain, just to show you with those vibrant colours, she will fit into a comic display. So if you wanted a comic Nebula until Hasbro give us one, you could use this. And then last but definitely not least, here we have Nebula compared to Worthy, Hellfire Hank, and there's nobody else there. I can't see anybody. So, final thoughts on this What If Heist Nebula. So after watching the What If season, she's definitely not a character I was clamouring for in figure form, especially when there's so many other characters that got a lot more screen time that we haven't got figures for. However, in regards to Marvel Legends, I understand how a wave needs to be a little bit of reuse, and this makes sense where it can use the same parts as the MCU Nebula with a few little changes. So again, it's very accurate to what we actually see on screen, so you can't be mad at the action figure when it is accurate to what it's meant to portray. In that conclusion, it's a good action figure. It may not be what you want, but it's a good, solid action figure. And I actually quite like the blonde hair on Nebula. I think this will stand out nicely, and you could use it in a comic display. As I said, for the time being at least, I'm sure Hasbro will get round to giving us a comic Nebula, hopefully sooner rather than later. Same with the Guardians. We need those Guardians again, please, Hasbro, if you're listening. But yes, really like this, actually, now I've got it out of the box, and the blonde hair is going to stand out. Not mad about it at all. You let me know what you think in the comments below. What characters are we missing? Now this is the last figure before I move on to the Watcher Builder figure. What other figures from the What If show would you like to see in figure form? Let me know in the comments below. But as always, if you like Marvel Legends reviews, check out the videos tab. Find the playlist, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. You can also hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Thank you very much. And again, thank you to iComic Industries. Look no further when it comes to getting your collectibles, especially Marvel Legends, exclusive or not. International shipping, people, no reason to miss out. Links in the description. You can follow me on Instagram, it's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter, tweet me, Dan Who Reviews. And until then, people, my name is Dan W, and I will, of course, see you on the next one.